Great afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Yes, it's sister to sister time. We're coming on a little bit early today. Go ahead and take a moment to click and share.
It's just the beginning. Now is your time. Stay focused. Keep your chin up. You gotta keep a made up mind. Get up, sister to sister. Get up, sister to sister. Oh, get up, sister to sister. It's time to make your power move. Get up, sister to sister. Get up, sister to sister. Oh, get up. You are not one now. It's time to make your power move. It's time to make your power move. It's time to make some power move. Get up.
Great morning, great people. Great morning, great people. And welcome to Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Great afternoon, great people. Great afternoon, great people. Welcome to Sister Talk Power Moves. Let us know that you can hear us loud and clearly. Welcome. Come on in the room. It is my hope that you all have a moment to hang in with us this morning. We have a special treat and guest who will be joining us this afternoon. And I keep saying morning. It's it's bright, it's light, and we are in the flow and ready to go. Come on in and welcome to Sister Talk Power Moves. I am Mone't S. Horton, the visionary and host, and of course, joined here live today with my very own co-host, Tiara Parker. Say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. It's a little early today.
Listen, it is early today. It's what I call, y'all, don't try to take it, early squirrely. Listen, so my clients say like early, say that, say what you mean, say that again, early who? I said early squirrely. That's what I call it in the morning or during the day. So, because I like to get started early. 6, 7. They like, you really booked that early? Yes, come on in. And so, yes. Again, everybody, welcome on in. Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves is your time for you. Self-care is important. And so you want to take a moment to get your pen, get your paper. I know it's Monday, right? And we're launching into our week with power and demonstration, with action. We are backing it up with execution. So as you're launching into your week, we have a very special guest that's coming in. Put your seatbelts on, y'all, because we're going to have an awesome conversation with this young lady who is blazing the trail. So before we go deeper today, take a moment and click and share. Click and share this live. Click and share if you're on YouTube. Click and share because you're going to have be able to glean and take away some awesome nuggets. If you are looking to complete some goals, get moving, elevate in your life. Look, we have this young superstar emerging on every front: entrepreneurship, education. She is trailblazing in engineering, and now adding officially a new authorship to her many titles and hats. And so I am so grateful to have been able to be a part of this young lady's journey. She is family. So I want you, before I officially share her bio, to take a moment to just really click and share, because we know here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And so if you know someone who needs to hear this message today around self-discovery and creativity, you want to take a moment to click and share. And before we do so, I also just pray that everyone is well, that as you're navigating life, as you're navigating just stepping into this new week, I want to declare and decree that new is available for you. New is available for you. Even as you step into this week, you have a new and a fresh opportunity to turn the page, right? Start a new chapter. And as as our co-host says, Tiara Parker, with intentionality, right, Lady T?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And intentionality means on purpose. So come
Mhm.
on, let's turn the chapter, and let's start our new. Again, this afternoon we have our very special guest, a new author, Aanjay Garrett, who is joining us today. We're going to talk about self-discovery and creativity. Aanjay is a Black teen entrepreneur, VEX robotics engineer, and a vibrant, imaginative writer. As a homeschooler since the third grade and now a 15-year-old 11th grader, she has excelled wonderfully. At a very early age, Aanjay had a passion for creating with her hands, to include coloring, drawing, and creating decorative, sparking inspirational pieces. Later on in life, she discovered a love for creative writing, which has led to her becoming a author and launching her new book that she's going to share with us today. Without further ado, I want to welcome to the stage, the Sister to Sister Talk Power Move stage, Miss Aanjay Garrett. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. How are you? Welcome to Sister to Sister. How you doing
Thank you
today,
so
Aanjay?
much. I'm
Yes.
good. I'm good. Still feeling all the loving energy from yesterday, my first book signing. Yes.
Yes.
Yes
Good.
to the book signing, y'all. Come on, give us some love in the comments. Yes, yes, and yes. They're celebrating you. We're celebrating you.
Mhm.
Um, and so we want to officially just right, take a moment and come on in the room here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. We welcome you here at Sister to Sister. This is really a place for you to come and share authentically, stand in your truth, take down the mask, right? If there
Yeah.
is one, and really share with individuals. And it's our hope that as you are here and sharing with us in this space, that individuals will not just hear the information, but they
Mhm.
will glean what they need to take action in their lives. And
Yeah.
even though you are a young lady and growing and still becoming your own, and even through you navigating life and seeing your mom and your family and the just so many examples going before you in life, I believe that you have so much wisdom already, Aanjay.
Yes.
And with that being said, you've been doing some amazing things. I shared your bio, but if
Mhm.
there were a few words that would sum up who Aanjay Garrett is, and what would that be?
I think for me, a few words that could sum up myself would be creative, fierce, and confident.
Ooh, creative. Did y'all hear that? Fierce and confidence. Can you break those three down for us?
So I say creative because I love drawing, painting, coloring, doing things with my hands, making things. So that's like the creative side of me, and that's what led me to create my book. Um, Fierce because like no matter what arena I'm in, I can feel like the energy that I have, and I would describe that as fierce.
Mm-hmm.
And also confident because I go in different arenas where I might be nervous, doing interviews, talking to people. But at the same time, I still have to like remain confident in myself and like I know what I know basically. So, yeah.
Did y'all hear her? She said, "Listen, I know what I know." Right? And I absolutely love it. Creative, fierce, and confident. Wow, Lady T, we have our hands full this morning, right? It's
We absolutely
definitely
do. In a good way. In a good way.
in a good way. I'm so excited. So, with this being creative, fierce, and confident, Anjay, tell us what you have been doing. What is the exciting news? What did you just launch?
I just launched my first book, Wolf Changing a Magical Adventure. Yes. So that has been like a very fun journey, you know, working through the book, creating the transcript. Then my best friend was my illustrator. So having him really like go through my vision and create the character that I wanted for this book, that was fun. So yeah, I have book signings planned and everything. Everything, it's just been so fun.
Yes, yes, yes. And so everyone, I just want to share that so Andre has so many I said yesterday as we were at your first book signing that you're going on a book tour, right? You
Yeah.
have book signings all over the place and we're excited about that. We're going to take time as we're going through today to drop some information about anybody who wants to support Anjay, and we want you definitely to welcome you in to support her as she's doing so many amazing things. We're going to drop the Cash App, we're going to drop the Zelle, we're going to drop the link to the book if you want to, if you want to author's a signature copy, or if you just want to go on Amazon and then pop up at one of the book, stops and have it signed physically. It's so many options, but there is absolutely many ways to connect. So let's talk about, the process. We don't want to give away what's in the book, right? We don't want to give the goodies away about the
Right.
storyline,
Yeah.
but we want to kind of just pique individuals' interest. And
Mhm.
one thing I'm excited about is that I was able to support you in this process
Yes.
of publishing your book, self-publishing process. And I'm telling you, literally just seeing your creativity.
Mhm.
When I looked at the title, I said, okay, wolf changing. But when I read the storyline, I said, wow, Anjay, your level of creativity is absolutely unmatched. And I know that this is just the beginning.
Yes.
So um as you've approached this, you are family, but let individuals know about this. Let's literally pour back the layers of this process and how you had to really just make a decision, right, to make it happen.
Yes.
And I'm sure it wasn't easy. So how did you approach? What's the first step? And as a young author that you had to approach this assignment?
I would say my first step started like last year. So first I had to make the decision to create this into a book. So that was like my very first step was okay, deciding that okay, I think I want to create this into a book. And just a little background behind how this became a book. I believe it was 2023 and I started taking creative writing classes. And at the creative writing classes, every day she would give us a new prompt. So one day the prompt said, like, imagine yourself as an animal and create an adventure out of it. So, and that was something that I was just supposed to keep in class. It wasn't work on it at home. You do it at homework. It was just something I did in class. And as the classes kept going, I just kept building upon that one prompt.
Mm,
And I think over the next couple of months, I just kept like reading through it and adding things. And yeah, I was like, okay, I have enough information to make this a book now. So
yeah.
how about I just, make it into a book? So that was the first step for me, was making that decision to say, okay, let's create this into a book. Um, the second step. I think the second step was me finding somebody to help me do it, because and like finding an editor and like thinking about illustrators and things. So my second step, I believe I started with Mama Low Legacy, and she started working through the book with me, and like going through it. But then I needed like someone that has actually published books and like knows more of the foundation of what I need to start and continue and follow all the way through. So then I was like, why not my cousin Monet? You, so then we reached out to her and asked her to help me create, or would she offer her service of publishing books and help me create mine? So that was the second step.
Yeah.
And then third, I think that would probably be like just going through the process. So I would say it was difficult because like keeping myself on a strict timeline, like eating all the deadlines, that was one big thing for me. It was like, okay, by such and such date, I need this. By such and such date, I need that. So that was like, it wasn't hard. I'm not gonna say it was hard. It was just like kind of overwhelming. That's a better word. But I still was able to do it. So
Say that
that
again. You were what?
still able to do it.
Come on, because do that process. Let's pause right there, because the first thing was a decision to create, a decision to birth out, a decision to move forward to the next steps. But then connecting to the right resource or individuals outside of yourself to help you to get it done.
Yes.
And we want to underscore the right individuals, right? But when you make a decision, going back to what you just said, it doesn't mean that roadblocks or obstacles or won't come in the way. But when those things happen, what did we do? We had to what? Reset, realign, hold you accountable, all of those
Yes.
things. So in your own words, what would you call those things when you did hit those roadblocks? What did we do? How was that support around you?
When we hit those roadblocks, I think like let's see, think of a word. It was a pause for me, a pause, because I had to like, there was a couple times I was like, okay, do I actually still want to do this? So I think it was a moment for me to rethink things and pause and then decide, okay, yes, I do want to keep moving forward. And, the support was around me, especially with my mom. And she was like, that is amazing that you even had the thought, like, to want to publish a book at 15. And, her support was just amazing, helping me meet those deadlines, keeping me confident and uplifted with meeting those deadlines. So, yeah, I would say the support was good. Yeah, it was good.
Would you say that it's necessary in the writing process or any creative process?
Yes, because I would say support is wonderful in those processes, because there's, like I said, a few times I was like, okay, never mind. I don't really know if I want to do this anymore, just because it seemed like too much for me to do by myself. So just if someone's even just giving you supportive words, and just saying, keep going, you got this. Like, even that was enough to make me, okay, keep going. Like, don't stop now. You already started. So just follow through.
Y'all hear that? Don't stop now. Follow through. Keep going. I want you to that's so good. That's so good. That's so good. So as you've gone through the process, it's really, you making the decision, and along with the support, the wraparound supports that's needed, because as much as we have the power within, it's always good to have someone cheering for you on the sideline, saying, "Come on, you can do it. This is wonderful. You have the idea. You're almost there."
Yeah.
We don't want to give up right on the sidelines.
Yes.
Now, you also have this wonderful friend and illustrator who literally was able to take your vision
Mhm.
and draw it out. Let's talk about that because that was even some things that came up. You saw it first
Yes.
through other images. So talk about that in that process.
Okay, so my illustrator's name is Nazir Vanzi. He created the cover and all illustrations inside the book. Um, that process, I wouldn't say that process was difficult, but like even helping him stay on schedule too. So that was like a big thing. So I was supporting him as he was doing it. It took many iterations of the queen that he sent me. I have at least like 5, I think. And I was like, okay, can you add this? Can you fix this? And just the fact that he just kept going and like didn't give up. I just thank him so much for that because I know sometimes I could be a bit a bit much, but he kept going and kept, pushing through to make it look how I wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, so how that came about was because I knew I wanted to add a queen to my story. But the first queen that I had was AI generated. So all illustrations in my book at first were AI generated. And then, we're all on like the robotics tech side and stuff. So one day we were just having a conversation and I was telling them, I was like, yeah, I got at least 7 pictures that I have in my book and they're all AI generated and I know where I'm going to put them and stuff. And they were like, you might want to rethink that because some people might not gravitate more towards AI generated. They like original and authentic work. So I was like, okay, but I can't really draw that good, So I was just thinking through that and I was like, well, how about you do it for me? That is literally exactly what I said. And he was like, couple excuses, maybe I might not have enough time or something, but all in the end, he ended up doing it and it looks amazing. Um, but yeah, that process, it was fun too, working with him to create my vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was amazing.
Now, one thing that you just said, you said, I know sometimes I could be a bit much, right? And so
Yeah.
you were like, oh, you trying to hold him accountable to what you all were saying. But tell me, what did you learn about yourself in this process?
Um, in this process, I learned that I'm indecisive. Well, I already knew that I was indecisive, but like it became a little bit more clear just because like even in the illustration process, he sent me one picture. Then I was like, wait, do I want my earrings bigger or smaller? Or do I want my necklace a different way? So it was really like a lot of indecisiveness, but I knew I had that, but just a little bit more. But I also learned that like I had the skill set to push through. Like, so I had the
Mm.
will to keep going to make something follow through and get a good result out of it. So that also ties back to like the fierceness and the confidence, because I had to have a certain mindset to keep going and want to follow through and finish this.
Let's pause there and let's talk about this because I think sometimes we can rest on our what would I say, opportunities for growth, because I don't like saying weaknesses, right? The things that we feel like we don't do well,
Hmm.
we rest there as opposed to looking at what we do well and how can we strengthen that more, and in the process we develop those opportunities and
Yeah.
areas for growth, right? And
Yes.
so with you're like, I already knew that I have some indecisiveness, right? Some things going on over here. But then I
Yes.
also know that deep down inside, I have the willpower. I am fierce. I have the skill set to keep pushing through.
Yes.
And so you had to, in the face of knowing this other truth, you also know that, hey, on the other side, I have it within me to my wheelhouse to do it. And how did you Was it a mindset? Was it a daily action? Was it an affirmation? Was it talking to yourself? Like, was it a combination? What was it that helped you?
I think it was a combination because I think when I first had the idea to start a book, it was just like it wasn't that not entertaining, but it wasn't that like I wasn't that excited about it just because I knew that it would be a hard process. But I think like as I was going through it, I started to feel better about it. So I feel like at the beginning I was getting overwhelmed because I was like, okay, I'm only 15 and I'm creating a book, So like a lot of people, of course they're going to love it. But for me personally, I was like, okay, do I really like what am I going to get out of this? Like the end result, I didn't know how my end result would be. So that's also like another thing that helped me keep growing. And I really think the mindset was the end result because I was just so excited, like, okay, to finally see it all put together, you know. So for me to keep going, like, okay, finish the transcript. Now talk to him about how you want the front cover to look. Do I want it glossy? Do I want the inside to have a
Details.
whole bunch of pictures? Like, that was like the funness that kept me to, follow through.
Yeah. So it was other things that kept you I think sometimes that kept you engaged in the process.
Yes.
Every writer's and author's process is definitely different, and I've observed that in supporting and just my own process. For some it is the manuscript, for others it's like, okay, yes, I'm working on through the manuscript. I have an outline, but I'm still adding the meat to the bone. So with that being said, it's a multi-pronged approach, because while you're working on the manuscript, you have somebody else working on your full book cover. And it's something about seeing that book cover in the process that kind of gives you even more motivation. Like, oh my goodness, let me push through, because I just can't have an empty book cover, right? I have to put the sandwich, it's like having that sandwich. Come on, let's break it down. Like having that sandwich. I'm going to use a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know if you like that. Lady T, you like peanut butter jelly? What's your favorite sandwich? What's your favorite sandwich?
I like peanut butter and jelly. That's
Y'all probably like, are we talking about sandwiches right now? Yes, we're talking. Y'all drop, what is your favorite sandwich? Drop it in the chat. Is it my grandfather, oh my goodness, he used to like what is it, anyway, it was that meat that had the that round bologna. That's what it was, y'all. It's a point of me talking about the sandwich. Figure out what is your favorite sandwich. Now, if you just had the bread, the front part, the top layer, and the bottom layer without whatever is in, whether it's meat or the actual peanut butter, if you use a peanut butter jelly, then is it, I know the old school, and Aanjay, this is way right before the time, right? They used to have mayo sandwiches, navigating the times. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that, or sandwich with just lettuce. It's like, okay. But the point of it is that a book without the manuscript is not complete.
Right.
It's incomplete. And it's like that sandwich. You need what's in the middle, and it helps to hold it together. It tells the story, all of those different things. And so as you're going, if you think about your favorite sandwich and you don't have the piece that makes it your favorite, then, how is it going to kind of, tell the story and hold it together? And so with that being said, when you have your cover, and then you talk about, then we said, so what is your summary that's going to go in the back? Then we talked about your you didn't want to have the summary on the back, but you want to have some individuals to speak who've read the book to talk about, to share their testimonials on the backside. And so going through that process, but once you saw those things, you're saying that it gave you more motivation and inspiration.
Yes.
to continue to go through the process. I hope that you all there they are definitely lighting up the chat. Um, I hope that you are gleaning something as she, yes, love, you said sandwich. Your aunt said sandwich. Yes, yes, yes. Think about it, and this is so, important in this process. So what I want to ask you, Lady T, you are the intentional written with intention, right? The guru over here about writing and even editing in the process. Um, are there any questions you have from a writer's perspective or just a creative?
Mm, I because I feel like everything she said is so true. Like the process of creating something from start to finish, um, is just so much fun, especially when it's a passion project, right? Because this was a passion project. It started out as a writing prompt, but ended up being something so much bigger than you could have even imagined. So I guess one of my questions for you is just in the process of writing and creating, was there any point in which you experienced writer's block? Because I know that's a real thing. Was there any point when you just lacked inspiration to write?
Yes. So towards pretty
Like,
much had at least like 3 pages of, content. Um, and then I took what I had on paper because I wrote on paper. I took what I had on paper and put it into a document just to see how many pages it would equal, inside a document. And I realized I was like, okay, I think I want my book to be a little bit thicker than that. So let me, keep reading through this manuscript and adding things and adding things. And I think I ended up adding at least like, I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot of things that I added because the original story that I have in the book when I first wrote it out, the new version of that sounds totally different. So I definitely did experience writer's block. I think there was like a night I was working on it and I was like, okay, I don't know what else to say. Like, I felt like I had already said all of what I had to say. So then I went back through the manuscript and started adding like flavorful words like before certain things, and that led to flavorful sentences, which led to more content. So that writer's block, woof. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but like it took me a moment to really add more content.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
and in that, let's talk about that because I mean, I know that we say writer's block. I know for me, it's like, okay, if I believe that this is a divine assignment, or sometimes we do have to take that pause. Um, but for me, I don't really lean into writer's block like that because I just kind of think about the flow. If I feel like I'm not in a flow, then I give it space. I walk, kind of walk away, let it sit there. I don't want to push it. This is my writing process. And so, did you, as we're talking about, did you find out or kind of pinpoint the best process for you, Aanjay, in navigating what she would call, what we call writer's block? Is it something that you pinpointed that works best for you in writing?
Um, I would say starting from the top and like reading the beginning and then going through the end, because that way I seen like where I had to add more information. I seen some spaces where I was like, okay. And then also whole time I'm thinking of other people's mindsets as I'm doing this too. So as I was, surfing through the manuscript, I'm like, okay, some people might have questions about, okay, what does this mean? What happened before that? There's some empty spaces here. And that led to me adding a lot more content. So I would say that was my process, like going from top to bottom over and over again, sentence to sentence, and reading it to make sure it sounded like you will be able to understand it, but also like it will be enjoyable.
Oh, that's so good. So you put yourself in the seat of the reader.
Yes.
Ooh, that's good. And really going deeper in that process. So you leaned in even more in that process of really developing your story. Um, I know for me in writing, it's like I remember in school, and you took a creative writing because, like, like you said, this is where it all birthed out.
Yes.
Is I remember exercises where we had to learn how to write in detail, and
Hmm.
you get a writing prompt or you get something like you said, and sometimes in the beginning I found myself just writing a sentence, but no, the assignment was, the task was to go in detail, and it was, the purpose was really to help us to dig deeper and get more descriptive in our writing.
Hmm.
And like you said, I love getting more flavorful words.
Yes.
Oh, that's it's flavorful, that's juicy, right? You want to make your story um uh juicy. You want to make it connect, you want to make it resonate, and kind of hit individuals right where they are. And in that process, did you had to be transparent or vulnerable in your writing, if you know what I mean?
Yes. I think, hmm, I would say vulnerable because I had an idea. Okay, first the book was, magical this and magical that, but like towards the end, and a little bit of gruesomeness to the end of the book. Now, at first, I
Hmm.
was like, okay, people might not gravitate towards that, so let me not do that. But then again, I do like watching crime scene detective shows, and that is what I want to be. When I grow
Ooh.
up, CSI. So, I added some of that to the book, but at the same time, I had to be vulnerable and think, like, would people not want their children reading this? So some things I couldn't like fully add, and I
Hmm.
want my book to start like from younger ages all the way through high school, um
Yeah.
and adults. Forget high school and adults, all ages.
Yeah.
So while writing the content, I was able to make the gruesomeness like not that bad, I should say.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that was like where I was vulnerable at, because I was thinking like, okay, people might not want to read about, somebody killing somebody. But then I was like, okay, you can add it a little bit, but not until towards the end. Just add it towards the end a little bit.
Right. So you had to kind of reroute, think about it, think about how deep you needed to go. And then also in that, it's about knowing that this is, you don't want to put everything all in one book, right? You just
Right.
what's the next? Thinking
Yeah.
about the next thing that you're going to birth out. So you all, we've dropped the link in. We welcome you all. Take a moment to click and share. We see you all on click and share, click and share. Let's spread the word about this amazing young lady, Aanjay, who is out here just tapping into all of her gifts, all of her talents. She shared about her book. Listen, I got my copy, y'all. Ooh,
Yes.
can we, like, before we because I want you to have a chance to share about other things that you're doing as well. And I want, if you can, I've dropped your book link for Amazon, but if you or your mom can drop your Cash App or your Zelle or however in, if someone wants to purchase the book directly from you, drop it in the chat, so they can do that. If you have an email, if someone wants to do a book tour or have you to come to their to where they are, their restaurant, or however, to do
Yeah.
a book signing, drop your information, your contact information in the chat as well, so we can have the information on how they can connect with you. And of course, we'll share as we close out. But um it's something about, and you and I talked about this in your process, taking it from your mindset to manifestation, right?
Mhm.
Meaning is coming from your mind and now it's in your hands.
Yes.
When you was able to, when we hit the publish button, right? And KDP, and you got your book, what was your feeling? What, like, I saw pictures. Let me just pause. I saw pictures. I saw, what was your feeling initially?
To be honest, it was like unbelievable. Like that's really my first reaction was like a book. Like it was just I don't think I really like processed and I don't think I still have really processed like what I'm doing and what I've done. So I think that was my first like initial reaction. And then when it came in the mail, oh my God, I was literally like calling everybody's phones. I was like, the book is finally here. So then like for me to hold it, that was I think just exciting. Like, I don't know, this whole thing has been overwhelming, yes, but it's also been so fun. So like I was so excited to get the book and then like I was checking Amazon, like it was like, okay, 2 days shipping, 3 days, it's coming. I was like, okay, when is it going to be here? So yeah, I was just so excited, and it was like really shocking to actually see it like in my hands, you know?
Yeah, in your hands.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, Anjay, when you get it in your hands, like your belief system, the amount of times it took you to get this done, like you're going to really be even more dedicated to the
Yeah.
process the next time around. And I just want to take a pause for the cause and tell you that how extremely proud, and I don't even think proud, we throw around words and phrases. Proud can really encapsulate how excited that I am for you. And you already talked about your mom, your support system, your parents, your dad, your family. Yesterday, you all in the space that they were in, beautiful space.
Yes.
There was almost a line outside of the door. Okay, because it was cold, we all just kind of packed in there, like
Mhm.
like link sausages. They touch it in the pack, right? But
Yes.
we were also safe. But we it was just phenomenal to watch your process and to be a part of the process, and to even though there is more, it's important, and I'm doing this in my own life, it's important to take a pause, to celebrate yourself, to digest, chew on this moment, right? Don't
Yeah.
chew on that sandwich for forever, right? Because you have other ones, right? You
Yes.
have more people to feed, right? But we have to we want to feed them the right things. We
Mhm.
want to feed them inspiration, motivate, we want to feed them the right things. And so it's again beautiful to hear you articulate and put in your own words your process, because no one can now take it from you. You've owned the process
Yeah.
fearlessly, creatively, and confidently. So with that being said, is there any um um what other things are you doing now? We have your book, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but tell us about the other things you're doing.
Let's see.
Right. She's like, where do I start?
I know there's so many things like outside of the book. The book is just like a small, well, not a small component because it is big, but that's not like the main. Um, so outside of that, I am owner of the Nourishing Beauty Reimagined, and that is my business where I create inspirational products, inspirational pieces, and I also have just started creating art now too. My next vending event and slash book signing will be February 22nd at the Black Wall Street Expo. So I'm really excited about that. Um, so that's also what I've been doing is like building my business right now. And I'm in the selling product, delivering a service. So I deliver a service of recreating your space. It doesn't matter if it's your office space, your bedroom. I come out, recreate your space, make it feel, how you really authentically want it to feel. incorporating anything such as colors, scents, smells, textures, all those good things. So I also do that. That is a part of Nourishing Beauty Reimagined, as
So
well as my products.
say that again. What is that part? You go and create spaces. What do you call that again?
That is called my interior decorating side of my
Okay,
business.
got you.
Yes. So yes, I have an interior decorating part, and then I have where I create my own products. Let's see, what else have I been? Oh, my robotics. So I'm co-captain of Team Mantis. We have made it to states. So
Woo!
that is so amazing. Like, it's just been so fun going through this process, going through this season. So states is, well, let me give you a background. It is a robotics team. So Team Mantis is a robotics team. Um, and we go compete competitively with other robotics teams, from around the state. And we have competitions usually on the weekends, and there's an objective of the game. This year, the game is called High Stakes, and the objective is to score as many rings on a stake as possible. While also like an autonomous is where you program the robot to do certain things. So there's other components as well, but that's like the main part. So you have to build your robot to fit these certain functionalities to be able to score, you know, a certain amount of points. So this is like towards the end of the season, we've made it to states. So you have to qualify to get in states, by the way. And you can qualify by getting an award, or I think like last year we qualified by getting an award, but this year we qualified because I believe we were ranked number 6 in for the state in skills. So that was fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's the robotics side. I'm a robotics engineer, co-captain of Mantis. I think that's it.
That's huge. Can we just give it up for you, Aanjay? Like engineering, period. Is a lot, I believe. I remember in my days at MSU at Morgan State University. Yes, yes, yes. I remember because I was in political science, and I was going to one of my classes was in the engineering building, and one of the peer students, they were on the side doing some of their engineering work. So I kind of looked over and I said, what is that? It was a whole math problem, that took like 5 pages. I said, God bless you. Because for one, that wasn't even a whole like 5 questions. It was just one question over 5 pages. I said, bless all of you and everybody else that's
Yeah.
in your major, because that's a lot. But I guess that's the science behind it. And I'm so pumped up for you to be able to even put your mind on it and excel the way that you're doing. So we celebrate you, Aanjay,
Thank you.
so much. Is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to while you're here on Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves? Anyone who has been pushing you? You had tons of individuals there yesterday, but I
Yeah.
want to give you space to give your shout outs now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, number one, I want to shout out to you for taking me through this process and helping me, grow myself and publish this wonderful book. So that's the first shout out. Thank you so much for this amazing process. Second, let's see. To sum it all up, I want to shout out my whole family because I love the support. I appreciate you all. The support has been amazing from you all. So I just really love you guys and thank you so much. And also my friends, because even my best friends, they're there supporting me through this journey. So I would like to shout out to them too. And let's see. And my mom, because she's like here actually with me through this process, giving me those supporting words, helping me through this journey. So I just love her for, continuing to grow me. So thank you so much, you all. I love you guys.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Um it was such a beautiful thing to see your mom to give her words yesterday. And I'm telling you, and if you all see in the chat, Pante Teo in the chat, that's mom. That's mom. So we shout out mom. Yay! We take a moment to celebrate and cheer on because there was not a dry eye in the house, okay? And we know how moms can take us in, right? They go in and they go up. But the words that she shared about you on your journey and just how you continue to thrive and show up, and even the three words that you shared as we entered into this conversation today, being creative, fierce, and confident.
Yes.
I want to take a moment for you to give you space to look into the screen. We're on the screen, right? Um, but look into that camera and give some words for anyone who may be viewing today or maybe will watch the playback of inspirational encouragement to them. What would you say to them if they are, whether they're in looking to be an author, whether they have started an idea and they stopped? Um, they may feel like they're the roadblock. They may feel like, you know, okay, I hear you all today, but what can I glean from this young lady, right? And I think it's so much. But what would you tell that person, man, woman, boy, or girl, that would help them move the needle forward to make a power move?
I would tell them stay strong, number one. You got this. And even though the experience might be difficult, and you even if you don't have support around you, just know that outside people are supporting you and that you got this.
Ooh, y'all, that's it. It's simple, right? You got this. And you are not in it alone. You're not in it alone.
Yeah.
We have covered so much today. And I don't know about you, but I have literally taken in so many notes and gleaned so many things. And I just want to encourage you, even in those times that it may get hard, because life is not easy. But anything that's worth doing, right, is worth not breaking down, but breaking through it. And you have the power to break through. This book right here with this beautiful queen on the front of it is a testament. Anytime that you get at a hard spot in a hard space in your life, you look over to that queen and you see how she is poised and she is standing up and she is standing tall and she looking with them eyes, right? She looking. You ain't got to get deep into the book, but know that it is possible. You are possible and that you can do it. I did it and I can do it. I can continue to show up. I can keep on pushing. I can keep on leaning in. Y'all, I'm stirred up. I'm excited because I know that with changing, right, is it means that you're able to change. You're able to evolve. You're able to stand in your own power and your authenticity to impact the world, and not to just impact it, but to impact it in a positive way, in a positive light. Um, who any last words from either of you, Lady T, our co-host, any final words that you'd like to share before we close out today?
The one thing I would like to say is that if no one gets anything else from Anjay sharing her process and her story, is that the one thing she said is that she had to continue saying yes. It wasn't a one-time thing. She didn't say yes to the journey one time. She had to say yes to it over and over and over. She even said that there were times when she had to ask herself if it was something that she wanted to continue to do. But the value of it was worth more to her than saying no. So you have to ask yourself when you're on the journey of pushing out the vision or birthing the baby that the Lord gave you, is the value of what He gave you worth, as Monet said, breaking through it and birthing it out? Because I can guarantee you that it is. We just have to keep going so that you can have what Anjay had, and that's follow through.
Yeah.
Because she kept going no matter how hard it was, no matter how difficult it may have been, even with not knowing. She went into this process not knowing how she was going to do it. She just said yes and just kept saying yes. And the Lord made provision in every way. So when you say yes and you keep saying yes, if you get nothing else from it, if you keep saying yes, the Lord will just continue to make provision for you so that you can birth out the vision that He gave you.
Wow. So much to digest today, right?
Yes.
So much to just reflect on. And it's so powerful. Let the people know, Aanjay, how to connect with you. Take a moment and let us know how to connect with you, any of your information that you want to share.
You can connect with me through my IG page, which is Nourishing Beauty Reimagined. And my email address is queenontherise489@gmail.com. And you can also connect with me by coming to my book signings and expo events.
Yes, yes, yes. And we're going to take a moment. If you all can drop those in the chat, we'll make sure, even if not right now, you're going to drop her contact information in the chat so that individuals can definitely connect information about your tours. I'm sure you're going to have a tour schedule, all of that you want to share out.
Yes.
Let me tell you all, it was so much excellence in the house yesterday when I walked up to and got my copy. It was signed, and then it was signed by Aanjay, the author, as well as the illustrator. And then there was a whole line. I was looking at individuals walking around, and they have sealed, a laminated, kind of like, not laminated, but sealed up, books in the packaging. It was like tight wrap. I said, wait a minute, I want one of them, right? And I didn't realize that after the illustrator, they signed the books, the gentleman was on the side. Is that his brother?
Yes.
His brother was on the side packaging and sealing the books, the signed books. And I mean, it looked like it was tight wrap, y'all. I said, wait a minute, he's on the spot doing it with so much excellence. And so I give a shout out to him as well. What's his name again?
Solace Vanzi, my second best friend.
Yes, these gentlemen are doing, oh my goodness, it was so much excellence. I said, you have a whole factory right here on the spot. And he said, you know what he said? He said, Aanjay told me exactly how she wanted me to do it. And so I had to make sure to do it right. So you all have an amazing support network and team. And I absolutely loved it. And so when I got my book, after you signed mine, I had to go take mine to him and say, can you please type wrap mine like that? Because, I think I'm going to have to hire him to work with me as well. So I'm excited for you, Aanjay. And any last words about Wolf Chain? Do you want to just share as we, our last minute, any last tidbit about Wolf Changing, maybe the title or something, for anybody who wants to go and grab there, just a little bit that piqued their interest.
Okay, so I'll start off by the title. The title of my book is Wolf Changing, A Magical Adventure by Aanjay Garrett and illustrated by Nazir Vanzi. And I'll read one of the endorsements that I have on the back just to give you a short little synopsis. What does it mean to carry the honors of being a queen? Wolf changing answers to the depths of the metamorphosis a queen must grow through to be honorable to herself, so that she can lead with honor for her people. In a universe that can be full of misplaced power and a series of unfortunate events, this story creatively shares the message that with right action and good intentions, unruly magic can be undone for the best of common greatness.
Ooh, that's juicy.
Thank you.
Yes. So again, you all, this has been an amazing time together today. I hope you all have enjoyed yourself here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. This is where we are just not a show, but we are in the flow. And here, the flow is we fearlessly level up, overcome, and win. Today, you heard about a story by Aanjay Garrett about fearlessly leveling up and overcoming and winning. She went from mindset to manifestation, and now she is a officially published author. You heard it just now, the tidbit, the moment of inspiration. Go and get your copy of Wolf Changing. Are you ready for a change? Let the queen and the king stand up in you. Y'all, this has been Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. We hope that you're ready to not only let the information go in, but it will go in, it will form the Asian, which is the action. Come on and let the king and queen rise in you. Take care, take charge, and God bless. Meet us again next week, Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Love you, Aanjay. Thank you so much for stopping.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.